Hello, and welcome to another installment of Manga PieceTheatre here at Anime Reactions TV. As always, I'm your host, Commodore William Perry, retired. You may know that I have dressed down for the occasion, if you're one of our more eagle-eyed viewers. And there is a reason for that. You see, one of the internet's best-known reviewers of Japanese visual art, and a champion of the cause, known as That Dude in the Suede, is departing for 2 years on missionary work. And my own suede jacket and black shirt is my way of paying tribute to the man. Goodbye, Suede, and good luck. And if your webmasters need someone to review anime or manga, I've already got the jacket. But shameless self-promotion aside, let's move on to today's manga piece. Now, it is a well-known fact that you can be inspired by visual art the best, not through your eyes, but through your nose. Yes, the olfactory senses hold the key to truly understanding visual art. It is rumored, even, that Dan Brown was inspired to write the Da Vinci Code after catching a whiff of The Last Supper. Now, all you need to do is grab your favorite manga, open to your favorite page, and inhale the beauty of visual art. But please, do not sniff the yaoi. I'm smelling blood and gore, sharp knives, dismemberment, hacking and slashing, and just a little bit of high school drama. Then this must be DR Master's publication of the lunar legend, Tsukihime. We'll be right back. DR Master's lunar legend, Tsukihime, considers the story of one Shiki Tono, a shy and passive high school student. During his time at high school, Shiki meets a attractive older foreign woman, an attractive older student, or senpai, and an attractive younger student, all while being chastised and followed about by his loud and brash best friend. Now, as this may sound like your typical harem manga, and I can already hear some of you complaining that I managed to sneak another harem manga into the program, I can assure you it is not a harem manga. For example, when a harem manga has two people meet on a street and exchange a long glance, it usually has romantic connotations. However, in Tsukihime, our main character meets a lady on the street and has a long glance with her, and then chops her into 17 pieces with his knife. Not exactly the kind of romantic encounter you would expect from a love hina, or a canon, or a clannad. No, instead, Tsukihime is a horror manga. But it is not completely horror. There's bits of comedy, there are bits of action. In fact, it does a very good job on the whole. You see, Shiki was involved in a terrible accident when he was a child. And when he awoke from the coma following the accident, he found that he could see strange scribbles all over the world, from buildings to walls to chairs to even people. And as the story progresses, you find out that those lines are called lines of depth perception. Not depth, but depth perception. In other words, Shiki can see death. He can see just how far everything is from dying, judging by the amount of scribbles on that object. And by taking a knife, or his hand, and tracing along the lines, he's able to carve them up and break them, be they a chair, be they a door, or be they a human being. And the woman who he carves into 17 pieces does not die. In fact, she's able to reincarnate herself, because she is, in fact, a vampire. And Shiki must atone for his sins, and must pay back the vampire for carving her up like a Thanksgiving turkey by helping her defeat the other evil vampires that have begun roaming around the city. And such is his charge. This begins a rather standard anime sequence of hunting down the next bad guy and killing him until you find the biggest bad guy and kill him. But it is still done in a compelling way, because Tsukihime manages to mix comedy, action, horror, and yes, even gore into a very pleasing and incredible package to read. Yes, you will notice I said gore. This is not a manga to read if you're below the age of 15 or have an easily turned stomach. People will get chopped into butcher block pieces. People will get ripped apart. People will explode into a pile of flesh and bone that barely resembles a human being. And that's part of what makes Tsukihime such a fantastic read. I dare say that reading this late at night has caused some rather interesting dreams on my part, and reading it during my real job in the real world could possibly get me in trouble if I were caught. But that's in the past. I would have to say, in regards to Tsukihime, that it is a book that draws you in. I began reading Tsukihime about 10 p.m. one night, and I stopped reading it when I'd finished the entire first volume at 3 o'clock that morning. Each of these books, all 5 that I have read, have drawn me in with their wonderful mix of comedy, horror, suspense, and action. Once again, DR Master Publications delivers in a engrossing and interesting book that, albeit far different from my previous review, Puri Puri, is still very interesting, and it's just a book I just can't seem to put down. I highly recommend this book if you enjoy vampires, if you enjoy adventure, and if you enjoy not seeing vampires that look like pouty adolescents with their faces carved out of a chunk of stone. Once again, I would like to thank DR Master for providing us with fine manga like Tsukihime, and I have yet to find a manga by this company that I do not like. I'd like to thank all of us here at Anime Reactions TV for helping with this episode. And once again, I would like to thank the writers and illustrators of Tsukihime for creating a book that I highly recommend and can't wait to read Volume 6 when it comes out shortly. For all of us here at Anime Reactions TV, this is Commodore William Perry saying, always make sure that you read right to left. Goodbye.